Hi everyone, I am Manolia. Today's topic is grammatical categories and word classes. We will first start grammatical categories: number, gender, person, case, degree. In terms of meaning, grammatical morphemes convey linguistics concepts like quantity or time, which are referred to as grammatical categories. In languages like Latin or Greek, grammatical categories are predominantly conveyed through inflectional endings. Inflectional endings are suffixes that are added to end of the word to change its meaning and or grammatical function. For example, the English suffix s can be used to form the plural of a noun, for example, cat or cats. While in analytic languages such as present-day English or French, these categories are primarily indicated by the arrangement of words within a sentence. Periphrasis or periphrastic form is the use of the phrase to express a grammatical function that could otherwise be expressed using an inflectional ending. For example, the English possessive case can be expressed using either the inflectional ending s, Alicia's cat, or the periphrasis of Alicia, the cat of Alicia. Grammatical category is a linguistic, while time is a category of the word. There are two examples here. I saw a movie last night, or I wish you would go. We can realize the difference. We see that the past tense expresses past time in A as is usual, but that it expresses future time in. I bite my nails, or I'll leave tomorrow. We see that the present tense expresses a timeless habit in A and a future time in B. Number. The first category of grammatical category is number, which refers to whether a word is referring to one or more things. In English, there are two terms of number, singular and plural. Number is expressed by inflection in the following types of words: count nouns, which are nouns that be counted. Singular, I have one dog, and plural form, I have two dogs. Demonstratives, which are words that point to something, this or this. Personal pronouns, singular forms, I am happy, he is happy, or plural, we are happy, or they are happy. Possessive determiners, my, are, your, their, his, her. Singular forms, this is my head, and plural, these are our heads. Possessive pronouns, mine, ours, yours, theirs, his, hers. This is mine, or plural form, these are ours. Reflexive pronouns, myself, ourself, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself. Singular form, I hurt myself, plural, we hurt ourselves. Generic number is a grammatical concept that refers to use of a word or phrase to refer to a general class or category of things rather than to a specific individual or group. For example, the sentence dogs are animals uses the generic number plural to refer to all dogs rather than to any specific dog. There are three ways to express generic number in English. First one, the definite article plus singular noun. For example, the tiger is a dangerous animal. Second one, the indefinite article plus singular noun. A tiger may be dangerous. The last one, no article plus plural of count nouns or a singular of mass noun. Tigers are dangerous or gold is valuable. English employs a relatively straightforward system of gender known as natural gender, where gender distinctions are based on actual sex of object. In the real world, English recognizes masculine, feminine, and neuter genders. Gender in English is explicitly marked by inflection only in the third person singular pronouns. He for masculine and she for feminine, it for neuter. English also expresses a related concept known as animacy in its relative and in integrative pronouns and some other pronouns. For instance, who and whom pertain to animate entities, while what and which related to inanimate objects and lower animals. Gender may also be expressed orally on the English noun in a number of limited ways, by derivational suffix such as the feminine suffix ena, hero, heroine, by compounds such as lady or boy, by separate forms for masculine, feminine, and common genders such as boy, girl, child, by separate forms for masculine and feminine genders such as uncle, aunt. These means of indicating gender are not systematic and they often involve derivations from masculine forms to feminine forms. Additionally, masculine forms typically serve as common gender forms in many cases. Person, there are two terms. First person, the speaker, person speaking. Second person, the address, hearer, person spoken to. And third person, the person or thing spoken about. Person distinctions are expressed by the inflected forms of the pronouns. This means that the form of the pronoun changes depending on the person it refers to. The generic you is the most common in informal usage. Case is a grammatical category that indicates the function of a noun phrase in a sentence. Case is expressed most clearly in personal and relative pronouns, which have different forms for the subject, genitive, and object cases. Nominative, I, we, you, he, she, it, they, who. Genitive, mine, our, ours, hers, their, theirs. Objective, me, us, you, him, her, it, them, whom. It and you have the same form, nominative and objective cases. Dative cases. Dative case, which is a subcategory of the objective case. The dative case is used to indicate the indirect object or of a sentence. It's shown by using the prepositions to or for before the indirect object, or by placing in the indirect object before the direct object in the sentence. For example, he gave the book to Jane, or he gave Jane the book. Degree is a grammatical category that expresses the intensity of or amount of a quality. It's a category of adjectives and adverbs, and it has three forms: positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive degree, this is the base form of an adjective and adverb representing the quality without any comparison. It's typically the root form of the word. For example, adjective big, beautiful. Comparative degree, the comparative degree is used to express a higher level of greater degree or the quality in comparison to one of two items. It's usually formed by adding er to adjectives or more before adverbs. For example, bigger or more beautiful. Superlative degree. The superlative degree is used to express the highest level or greatest degree of the quality in comparison to three or more items. It's typically formed by adding as to adjectives or most before adverbs. Biggest or most beautiful. Definiteness and indefiniteness are grammatical categories that indicate whether a noun refers to something that's known or unknown to the speaker and listener. Definite nouns refers to something that's known or identified. They are typically marked by the definite article the cat, the book. Indefinite nouns refer to something that is unknown or not identified. They are typically marked by the indefinite articles a or n, a cat, a book. Proper nouns and most pronouns are also intrinsically definite. This means that they do not need an article to indicate definitions. London, I, you, he. Uses of the article in English. The is used to refer to something that is specific or known to the speaker and listener. For example, I saw the president yesterday. A and N are used to refer to something that it's not specific or known to the speaker and listener. For example, I'd like a cup of coffee. The is used to refer to something that is unique or one of kind. The sun, for example. The is used to refer to something that has already been mentioned in the conversation. I saw a cat in the park. The cat was black. Tense. Tense is a grammatical category that indicates the time of an action or event. It's a eidetic category, means that its meaning depends on the context of a utterance. In English, tense is expressed inflectionally for the present and past tense. Here are some examples. I walk to work every day, present tense. I walked to work yesterday, past tense. And I'll walk to work tomorrow, future tense. Present tense in English is not only used to denote action they are happening right now. For example, it can be used to express a variety of other temporal and non-temporal situations. For example, habits and routines. The present tense is used to talk about actions that happen on a regular basis. I walk to work every day. states, the present tense is used to talk about states or conditions they are true now. She lives in London. Generic statements, the present tense is used to make general statements about the world. 2 plus 4 is 6. Timeless statement, the present tense is used to talk about things that are always true, regardless of time. The sun sets in the west. Gnomic statements, the present tense is used to make proverbial statements or words of wisdom. Haste make waste. Future statements, the present tense can be used to talk about future events that are certain or planned. We leave for Paris tomorrow. Intentions commentary, the present tense is used to describe events that are happening as they are spoken about. He pulls a rabbit out of his head. Plot summary, the present tense is sometimes used to summarize a plot of a story or play. For example, Hamlet dies at the end of the play. Narration in the present tense can be used to narrate a story in present moment. This is known as the historical present. He enters the room and takes a seat. Uses of past tense in English. To denote a past time that it's discovered from or distinct from the present moment. To narrate a story about events that have happened regardless of when those events took place. To express politeness, to denote the unreal, and to describe past habits. The perfect tense, formed by have plus the past participle, is considered an aspect category rather than a tense category. It conveys the current relevance of a past event. The past event becomes relevant either because it continues into the present or because it has resulted in the present. For example, she has stayed for a week suggests that her stay started in the past and it's still ongoing. The perfect tense implies that the action has a continuing effect on the present moment. For example, I've eaten breakfast implies that you are still feeling full. This is because of the action of eating breakfast has a lasting effect. Mood in language indicates the speaker's attitude toward what they are talking about, distinguishing between fact and non-fact events. The indicative mood expresses facts and it's used with simple and compound verb tenses. Non-fact encompass various degrees of reality, including wishes, desires, requests, warnings, prohibitions, comments, predictions, possibilities, and contrary to fact situations. There are two primary subcategories of non-fact moods. Imperative. The imperative mood is used for giving direct commands. In English, it has a unique synthetic form, typically a subjectless sentence with the bearer form the verb. For example, go, be quiet. The subjunctive is the other non-fact mood. In present-day English, the subjunctive is expressed by the modal auxiliaries or their phrasal equivalents. For example, he may leave, you shouldn't wait. Voice is a grammatical category that indicates whether the subject of a sentence is performing the action of the verb or is being affected by the action of the verb. First one, active voice is the most common voice in English. In an active voice sentence, the Subject performs the action of the verb. For example, the dog chased the cat. The dog is performing the action of chasing. Passive voice is less common than active voice. In a passive voice sentence, the subject is being affected by the action of the verb. For example, the cat was chased by the dog. The cat is being affected by the action of being chased. Middle voice is a less common voice that is sometimes used in English. In a middle voice sentence, the action of the verb reflects back upon the subject. For example, the man shaved himself. The shaving is being done by the man himself. National passive is a construction that is active in form but passive in meaning. In a national passive sentence, the subject is not explicitly mentioned, but it's understood to be the recipient of the action. For example, the shirt washes easily. The shirt is understood to be the recipient of the action of being washed. Determining word classes. Words in a language can be classified into different groups based on their meaning and function. These groups are called word classes, lexical categories, or pairs of speech. There are 8 traditional word classes. These are nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, ideas, or events. Verbs are words that express actions. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns or pronouns. Adverbs are words that modify verbs. Adjectives or other adverbs. Pronouns are words that replace nouns or noun phrases. Prepositions are words that show the relationship between words and phrases. Conjunctions are words that join words, phrases, or clauses, and interjections are words that express emotion or surprise. Inflectional and distributional tests are types of formal methods used in structural linguistics to determine the word classes of a language. These tests help linguists classify words objectively based on their structural and grammatical characteristics rather than subjective notions of meaning. First one, distributional test. In a distributional test, words are classified into the same word classes if they fill the same syntactic slot or occupy the same syntactic position and function in a sentence. This test primarily focuses on the grammatical and syntactic properties of words while ignoring their semantic meanings. For example, words like large, green, and damage may be considered part of same words class because they can all fill the same syntactic position. The test is concerned with how words are used in sentence rather than what they mean. Inflectional test. In inflectional test, words are classified into the same words class if they share a common inflectional suffix or ending. This test relies on identifying inflectional patterns in a language. This test is dependent on recognizing and analyzing the inflectional suffix used in the language. For example, words like big and bigger belong to the same word class because they share the inflectional suffix er. This test is particularly relevant in languages with a rich inflectional system where words change their forms to convey grammatical information. Recategorization. One of the biggest challenges in classifying words is that they frequently fit into multiple different parts of speech. For example, round words. Can function as a noun, an adjective, a verb, a preposition, and perhaps even an adverb. Managing an expression like the good, the bad, and the ugly is a related issue. They don't pluralize. The passive is odd, and they do not follow an adjective. And the last categorization types, from abstract to concrete, from mass to count, and from count to mass, from proper to common.